Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road. Are you ready to go?
Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today on Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today, we're with Donnie Steager, president of the Butler County Ag Society and Fair. He is with us from his tractor today. Donnie, thanks for joining us.
Yes, I am.
Hey,
Thank you for having me.
Give us a little background on you, Donnie. Where'd you grow up? And tell us about your history on the Fair Board.
Okay, so I have been on the Fair Board for 11 years now. I became president 3 years ago, which amongst the 15 board members I'm on is a real huge honor. I grew up around Surprise, Nebraska, which is in the lower part of Butler County. I've been here all my life. So I've farmed all my life. I've worked in hog units for Jim Pillen and Bella Farms. And
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road. Are you ready to go?
Yeah. Been a full-time farmer for the last 6.
All right.
Yeah.
Give us a little background on the county fair. Do you know the history of it and details like that?
Our fair started in 1875, so we do have an anniversary coming up here in a couple of years. But over the years, I don't know, as far as it's just been a very good family-oriented fair, I guess, to say the least. It's always been a part of my family since I've been little. The history of it, it did have a weekly races at it for a long time. That's where I grew up, in that grandstand every Friday night, going to watch neighbors race. And unfortunately, with the times, it has gone by the wayside also. But we have been growing this fair now since I've been on the board. We've put up a building that holds around about 800 people. And then for an event center, which holds weddings and things like that. We had an unfortunate wind accident that came in 4 years ago that took off the roof of our grandstand, which was built in the 1930s.
Oh my gosh.
Which it was a huge 1,800 person grandstand. Unfortunately, we had to tear that down. The cost of repair was just the same as a new grandstand that we put up. So we've been in a new grandstand now for the last 2 years, which seats 2,200, which we filled pretty good here in the last couple of years with the demolition derby and tractor pulls. We get supported really well from our county. So it's humbling to see how many people support us.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. What are some of your highlights from your typical fair?
Well, this last year we had a concert with Casey Donahue. We had 1,500 people in attendance. That is our first successful concert that we've had. In the past, they've tried other concerts and it has not been. That was before I was on the board, but it's still, we had Ty England and had 60 people show up.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember who Ty England was.
Sure.
I was a huge fan, but we only had 50 people. And at that time, it wasn't people didn't go there for entertainment like that. They wanted to see cars get beat up and race cars go around the circle track. So it's a totally different aspect now. And just trying to find that aspect in your county is really hard at times. I think we've been hitting it though. But yeah, actually, I think COVID helped us in the aspect of people just getting out the last couple of years. We had that non-fair deal in 20, and after COVID, the next year was our best fair, and we didn't think we could top it, and we topped it the next year. I just think people realize, hey, this is a function that's here, and support it, because when it wasn't here, it wasn't fun that year. So yeah.
And I think it was really good. I think it was really good for small towns too. People got so used to traveling to the bigger metro areas to see shows and to get together. And COVID really kind of close-knitted the community back.
It did. I agree. And it made community members realize what they had and didn't have.
Yeah,
So,
very
yeah,
good. What's the best part of your position as president? What do you enjoy most about being associated with the fair?
I tell you, my favorite part is my board. It's just the people you work with. And we're a board that we do everything for our fair. We don't have a manager. We are the managers of our fair. We are the workers of our fair. And I would say there isn't a member on the board that doesn't work hard every day to make that 1 week a successful week. The next part probably would be the 4-H kids and FFA kids, and just see what they can do. It's awesome every day how they have to work just to make that 1 week just go smoothly for them. So yeah, that'd be the two highlights of my fair, I guess.
Yeah, so. That's good stuff. I think what we hear from, really 4-H is where most county fairs came from, and then all the
Absolutely.
The luxuries, the carnivals and the concerts and the demo derbies. But those things are essential because it pulls the non-ag community into the area as well. And it gives them a chance. It gives them a chance to see what the ag community really is doing. And for me, it was always the livestock auction at the end of the weekend. It taught those youngsters about commerce. And because everybody's eating something, whether it's vegetables or beef or pork, that aspect just united everybody as it goes through there. So that's fantastic. I'm glad to see that you guys are really working hard to grow the fair, and numbers don't mean everything, but they do help when it comes to funding.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
Things like that.
You want that numbers, and you want that nightlife successful, because you want to keep it going for that 4-H kid, and you want to keep it going for that next generation of 4-H and FFA kids.
Yeah.
One of the best things we did in the last few years, we've done it I think we've been going 5 years now. It's called Clover Kids in the livestock area. It was going in the static area already. We got to get ahead of that baseball and softball mentality sometimes, and just get these kids into it. We got one family that started here about 5 years ago. They were starting softball, and then they got into the Clover Kids also. Those kids can't miss Butler County Fair. It's pretty awesome. They chose Butler County Fair over softball, and to watch that family grow into and not being a 4-H family before, and they're huge now, and that's what it's all about, to see those kids grow into that. So
from the really outside, cool, so. From the outside, I wouldn't have thought about just the time, the competition of a person's time. You only have so much.
Yep. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Okay, a couple of fun questions.
Okay.
Donnie, you're a music fan. What's the best concert you've ever seen in your life?
Garth Brooks, hands down. Probably the next one I had the most fun at was probably like a Charlie Pride, which was in Platte County Fair.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that. So we went to Platte County Fair as a youth to see a lot of concerts.
Sure.
My lifetime. But
Sure. All right. Last and final question. Dead or alive, you could bring one musical actor, artist to the Butler County Fair. Cost no issue. Who would you bring, dead or alive?
Chris Ledoux.
Oh, there you go. I've been waiting for that. I've heard you've interviewed all of these rural county fairs, and they talk about how lucrative their rodeos are and their team ropings, but no one ever says Chris Ledoux, so you finally did. That's great. Yeah.
Oh, good. I hit your bucket list on that one.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Donnie. I appreciate you from your tractor.
Yeah, if I could talk to you off, that would be great.
Yep.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine.